Hello, my name is Victoria Barrett of Simply Alpaca, and I have a herd currently of 39 alpacas, and I've been asked why my choice of therapy animal is an alpaca. Well, it came by accident really. We found camelid dynamics very early on in my journey with alpacas, and I've been a counsellor for nearly 30 years alongside working as a paramedic with the ambulance service. And it seemed to me that there was a lot of synergy between working with alpacas and working with distressed people. They're very different to your usual equine or canine companion for therapy, and it's this difference that makes them valuable in quite specific ways. The main difference is they are, of course, prey animals. Alongside horses, but horses have been domesticated for a lot longer to work specifically with man, whereas alpacas are just fleece animals, and it's only in the last few years that they have really come to the fore as an animal that has this potential. But basically, camelid dynamics demands that you create an environment for building trust and creating a relationship based on trust. Now, that absolutely totally epitomises the therapist-client relationship. So the very fact that you have to work in that way with an alpaca mirrors exactly the therapy process. And their natural behaviours reflect very often struggles that people have. Their need for safety, their ability to trust people, issues of touch, behaviour, modification, children with Alzheimer's adults with Alzheimer's, children with behavioural issues have to modify their behaviour in order to create contact and get close to these animals, whereas dogs and horses will often tolerate an awful lot more in terms of behaviour than alpacas will. So it demands a great deal of thought and approach based on creating safety for the animals, and that in turn creates safety for the individual client. And they also are able to non-judgmentally give potentially negative feedback through spitting or kicking or walking away. Now, no therapist is allowed to do any of those things. So the animals are able to give feedback on individuals' behaviour in a very unique way that is non-judgmental. So where is the world of animal-assisted therapy in terms of accepting alpacas as the new thing? Well, my main concern really is particularly more recently, a lot of people have been getting alpacas and offering what they call the therapy, but what they are actually offering is animal-assisted activity. Now, in order for an intervention to be called therapy, it needs to be directed by an individual that has a qualification in some form of therapeutic approach in the absence of the animal, and that working with the animal is deliberately chosen to achieve a specific therapeutic goal. Without the specific goals and without the specific qualification, and it needn't just be sort of psychotherapists, psychologists, counsellors, it can be physios, OTs, speech and language therapists. We've had all of those people through on our training course here to help use and work with their animals to create a different therapeutic environment for their clients, but where the animal is integral to creating the change that individual is looking for. The risk, I think, is particularly difficult or particularly prevalent when these individuals offering therapy are actually offering animal-assisted activities, because what that does is endanger the integrity of those that are offering a bona fide therapeutic offering. And I think as the industry moves forward, there needs to be some education to public, to service providers, commissioners, local authorities, the medical practice maybe, of the difference between animal-assisted activity and animal-assisted therapy. And it's only when the differentiation is made clear that those working with alpacas can strive towards creating a new, a novel, therefore potentially risky approach to working therapeutically. But it's a field that's extremely exciting. The opportunities that working with camelids offer is very, very wide, and here when we're doing courses teaching or working with individuals who want to work with their animals therapeutically in this arena, then the idea is to capitalise on the natural nature of alpacas, rather than training them to do specific tasks or to be doing tricks, and it's that natural nature that we can capitalise to create therapeutic gain. And on top of that, there is always the fact that they're fluffy, they have big eyes, they're very endearing, and if nothing else, they help create an environment that feels a lot more comfortable, particularly when you're out in a field like this today on a sunny day. This is not your average therapeutic counselling room. It's much more free, much more informal, and much more relaxing, allowing individuals to express themselves more freely, to interact with the animals, to learn how to look after them, how to interpret their behaviours, hence growing in their own confidence and their own self-belief, self-esteem, overcoming depression, stress, anxiety, and generally creating a wonderful environment for well-being. Thank you.